everybody. This is your host for Cooking with Tiffany and Tiffany's Community Spotlight at Home, Tiffany DuBois-Morales. Bonjour. For today's video, we are going à la française with our dinner. We have this beautiful Norwegian salmon fillet, courtesy of DuBois Brothers here in Center City, Philadelphia. Ooh, if you get a chance to go and visit them for anything charcuterie, wine, cheese, just like whatever, go. It's a definite treat and everything else. But we have the salmon, and then we're going to be doing a slightly lighter version of a cauliflower puree because only a small amount of this is filled with any heavy whipping cream. The other majority of it is already filled with vegetable stock, but there will be a little hint of spice with the serrano hot peppers, and we're going to marinate the salmon in quite a bit of dill and garlic. So sit back, relax, and we will be back. All right, everybody, we are back. Now, the first thing that we are going to do is prepare our marinade for the salmon. So in this bowl, we have very roughly chopped dill. And then in this little doohickey, which this is called a garlic press, you can, run, obviously, your garlic and have beautiful minced garlic ready for your pleasure without having to, saute, without having to like mince a ton of garlic by hand. So now that we've added our 4 pieces of garlic, we are going to season with our spices, which, as a reminder, head over to I find that there's produce for any fresh herbs, hot peppers, produce items, and the head nut, both of which you can find at Reading Terminal Market for your spices as well. In our case, I'm going very toned down on the amount of heat that we're going to be incorporating. We're just going to use the serrano hot peppers for now, but we're just going to add in our black peppercorn, our tarragon, our herbs de Provence, and then I am going to be incorporating this additional thyme in our puree, so don't worry about that. But at this point, we have our marinade of sorts kind of ready to go. We're just keeping this nice and simple. And we're going to take our beautiful fillet, add it in here, and just kind of allow it to mix and meld. And marinate for a while because this is going to cook super quick. The puree is going to take a little bit longer, so we'll be back as soon as I finish washing my hands. All right, everybody, we are back, and at this point now we're going to get started on our cauliflower puree. So in this pot we have our cauliflower florets, our heavy cream, as well as some vegetable stock and just a little bit of water to help bring this up to its current level. We are going to turn this on and set it to medium heat and cover for now. We're going to bring this up to almost a full boil, and then just kind of allow the cauliflower to cook down and soften and get to the point where we can either mash it with our potato masher or be able to incorporate, you know, our serrano hot peppers, leeks, French thyme, and then our spices, and then just kind of immersion blend it all together. So we are getting started with this first because salmon does not take a long time to cook, even though I have it set at its full, you know, hair over pound fillet and everything else. It's only going to take us all of, you know, 10 minutes, if that, to cook completely. As you are all very much aware from a previous episode where I had done sheet pan roasted salmon fillets in the oven. So there is that as well. Also, if you haven't had a chance to watch my last episode before you just kind of skipped ahead and watched this one, I recently passed my ServSafe exam certification and examination. I want to take a moment and thank the two amazing teachers and proctors and fellow lay dames, Mona Wilson of It's a CupCake, a sweet and savory cupcake style business that Mona has been doing for a very long time, and the lovely and amazing Maria Campbell. She is the founder and CEO of Imagine Impact LLC, chef and ServSafe proctor and instructor. So if you need to renew your manager level ServSafe certification, or you want to take any of the other certifications with her, definitely, you know, look her up, and I'll have links to their respective websites at the end of the video, if possible, right? Good. Otherwise, yeah, definitely go and do what you normally do if you get a chance. But if you're local to Philly and want an opportunity to meet them and everything else, mention my name. It might give you a discount off of the cost of everything. But you never know. It's already discounted from like regular stuff. But when we come back, we'll add in our various accoutrements to the cauliflower puree. All right, everybody, we are back, and check it out. So this is what our cauliflower puree currently looks like. I added in the leeks and the serrano hot peppers along with our dried herbs, and now it has sufficiently cooked down after being boiled for, I'd say, a solid 10 minutes or so. And now we are going to immersion blend our puree into submission. Now, this is beautiful, this is powerful, and most importantly, when you're immersion blending something, you can just kind of go ahead and allow your item to be blended in its container. All right, everybody, we are back. So over here we have basically our finished cauliflower puree. It's a little bit more like a soup base, although I don't mind that. So it'll be nice, and I'll just envelope the salmon, which we are now going to go ahead and cook. After we heat this pan up just a little bit more. But as I've mentioned previously, salmon does not take a whole long time to cook, so this is literally going to be done in a solid, 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to take the rest of our marinade, and I'm just going to actually go and mix it in with our cauliflower once this is done. And remember, a few additional notes. If you like crispy skin on your salmon fillets, great. The majority of the cook time will actually be on the skin and not the exterior meat of the salmon itself. You don't want to move it around too much. You just want to ensure that, it has had time to get cooked mostly on the skin. All you'll need to do is flip it and, finish searing the top of the fillet, and it'll be all nice and ready for your enjoyment. So we'll be back when it is time to serve. All right, everybody, we are back, and check it out. So we have our pan-seared Norwegian salmon fillet, now cut in half for the both of us, along with our surprisingly spicy cauliflowers puree. As always, please head over to your local produce and spice shop, as well as specialty markets. In this case, we have DuBois-Morales Brothers here in Philadelphia, PA for the salmon. The produce was from Iovine Brothers Produce, Whole Foods Market, and our spices from the Head Nut, of which you can find Iovine Brothers Produce and the Head Nut at Reading Terminal Market. I am your host for Cooking with Tiffany, Tiffany DuBois-Morales. Bye!